And we are going to have our second speaker as our first speaker, Delisa. Delisa is on level 3. Connect with the audience. Dream job. Delisa reminisces about a time when she had a dream goal for a job. And what happened? Delisa, what happened?
Aren't you curious to know? Thank you, Toastmaster and fellow Toastmasters. Way back in the day, it was 1980. It was the year Mount St. Helens blew up. I decided I didn't want to be a bellhop and a limo driver anymore. At the time, I was a bellhop and a limo driver at the Olympic Hotel in downtown Seattle. The hotel was about to be closed down for a giant renovation. And some of the other people that worked there said, "You're going to keep working till we close, right?" And I said, "Oh, heck no, I'm not. I'm out of here." And I thought, what I would love to do, because for the 10 years before, in the summertime, I worked on boats in Westport, Washington. I worked on charter boats. We took people out salmon fishing for sports fishing. It was fun. I finally had a license to drive the boats. I had a charter license. I could take a 100-ton boat. That's the size of those uh, explorer boats in Seattle, the ones that go around the sound. I could take a 100-ton boat out into the ocean 100 miles. That was what my license gave me. So I said, nah, I want to go work on boats, but I don't want to work on salmon charter boats. I want to work on a real boat. So my dream was I want to work on a fishing boat, the kind of fishing boat that brings in fish that we eat. So I bought my parents' used car for $500. It was a Dodge Polara. It was a big gas guzzler. And I borrowed their beach cabin for a month to live in. And I moved to Westport, Washington. And every day, not too early because I'm not really a morning person, every day I would get dressed and I would go down to the docks and I would walk up and down the docks looking for a job. And I told all my friends, I'm looking for a job on a real boat. One morning, I had breakfast with a friend who introduced me to a guy who had a real boat. Now, in my mind, a real boat was either one of the boats that drug giant nets behind them and got bottom fish, or had caught fish on lines like a salmon troller, or there were other boats that put things down and caught fish in pots. This particular boat was the kind of boat that caught things in pots. It was a beautiful old boat from the 1920s, double ender, meaning both ends were pointy, made out of wood, lovely. And so at breakfast, we're having this lovely bacon and eggs breakfast and drinking coffee in the local fisherman's cafe. And my friend says, my friend here is looking for a job on boats. And the guy who owned the boat said, "I don't hire girls."
Oh,
And I was like, "Oh, okay." And and my friend says, "She has a license to run boats." And he's like, "Well, we don't have a head. That means toilet. We don't have a head on our boat. So when you have to poo, you just have to take your pants down and hang your butt over the railing and poo in the ocean." And I thought, oh, okay, I don't want to do that. Thank you for not giving me a job, but I hate you because you say you don't hire girls. Up and down the docks I went every day, looking for a job, looking for a job, looking for a job. And almost nearly every day, I talked to this fellow who had a charter boat, and we knew each other from all my years of working as a deckhand. One day he said to me, "Hey, I'm a plumber during the week in Seattle, and then I come down on the weekend to run my boat. Why don't you run my boat during the week and I'll rent it on the weekends?" And even though it was a charter boat, I said, "Okay, that sounds like fun." At the time, there were 325 charter boats in Westport and 3 women skippers. I became one of the 3 women skippers. And the boat was the brand newest boat of all the boats. It was luminous, if you could imagine. It was a 50-foot boat with twin engines, and there were 33 hours on the engines. So that's how new it was. It really hadn't been run that much. One day I'm at the fuel dock getting fuel for this boat, and I see the guy who did not hire me pull up to the fuel dock in his boat. And so I'm looking down at him. He's looking up at me. We wave. He looks very shocked to see me on this boat. And I felt really happy that I had that job. But that's not the best part of the story. The best part is that man's boat sunk that summer, and everyone who worked on it had to put on their life jackets and jump into the ocean and paddle around until the Coast Guard plucked them out and saved them. So be careful what you ask for, because the universe might have something even better in store for you. I went looking for a job on a real boat, and I got the best job in the whole friggin' town. It was amazing, and I'm so grateful for that experience. Thank you, Toastmasters.